to see you, mate, and thank you so much for making the time to come and see us at SPIA. And before I forget, congratulations on an incredible tournament.
Thanks very much, Sean. It's my pleasure to be here this afternoon. Thank you very much for having me. Yes, look, a lot of hard work went into it. Great teamwork across the country. 12 cities, 12 venues, 14 live sites, 55 team camps, 600 athletes, 2 typhoons actually. People forget about the first one. We had one in early September as well when teams were arriving. In fact, these are the impacts that can happen on all the best planning. When you have teams like England who were stuck at Narita Airport for 8 hours because their bus couldn't get through the traffic because the train system had shut down. So that was right at the front end of the tournament, and it warmed us up for what happened later, which was very unfortunate.
Rob, the other thing I was going to say too is thanks so much for coming up, because we caught up this time last year on your way to Tokyo, while you were sort of already there, at SPIA last year in Bangkok. So we talked then, and then it's going to be great to get a catch up on what went on. Tell me a little bit about the charity this year, the Child Fund Pass It Back. Over £2 million British pounds raised for that charity. How did that all work out?
Well, after 2015, World Rugby reviewed their charity policy, and we decided to go with a charity called Child Fund, which is based in Australia but works throughout Asia, and in particular Southeast Asia. And Child Fund Pass It Back is the program, and the program uses rugby as a vehicle to promote not only development around the game in disadvantaged communities in countries like Vietnam, Laos, Philippines, etc., but it also teaches the values of the game, like respect and honour and integrity and those types of things. And it's not a program that just sort of comes and goes in a weekend. It's a program that actually runs over 12 months. And Child Fund staff go in and teach the teachers, and then the legacy can continue. So off the back of the generosity of sponsors and fans who purchased tickets and made donations, over £2 million British pounds were raised, and those £2 million will go into helping 25,000 kids throughout Southeast Asia use rugby as a vehicle to hopefully improve their lives.
And we've been talking a lot today about inclusion and diversity. I do understand that program, it's over 50% women, and there's women's teams coming out of places like Sri Lanka, of all places, and it's an amazing program.
Again, we're very fortunate that it allows rugby to connect in a different part of the world. But yeah, gender equity is very important for World Rugby. It's the women's game is fastest growing side of the game. It's absolutely exploding in some countries. And now that Rugby Sevens is back in the Olympics, it was included back in 2016, back there in Tokyo next year. It's given another different pathway for the game for young boys and girls to aspire to. And if they may not be the right size or shape for 15s rugby, sevens being a different type of game, allows them to connect through rugby that maybe they didn't have that chance before.
And I can think of no better game than rugby to teach these values. I remember last time we talked about a concept of no game. Remember that last year?
No side.
What is it?
Team no side.
Team no side. Can we go through that again? Because we touched on it last year, but we didn't really explain the concept. And I'd never heard of it before, but it's an incredible concept. Can you explain the concept of no side?
Yeah, sure. It's actually a long-standing tradition in rugby that dates back quite a while, but it seems to have dissipated in some countries. But in Japan, it remained quite strong. And basically, it's the concept of 2 teams meet up, they compete against each other, they hit each other pretty hard during the match, and then as soon as the referee blows the final whistle, he calls no side, and the teams meet up, shake hands, and often go to the change room and have a beer afterwards. And it's basically camaraderie of rugby post the contest. And at the World Cup, we even saw that with the fans. You can see 2 opposing fan groups meeting up before the game. They can cheer against each other during the match. Then after the match, they stand around, share notes and have a beer and talk about what just happened. in a very friendly fashion. So it is quite unique.
It's great for humanity, isn't it? It's just an amazing story. So let's talk a little bit more about the Rugby World Cup itself and Japanese rugby. I mean, that game against Scotland, we've got some stats here. Television audience of 55 million, like absolutely broke every record. But mate, what was it like to be part of that moment when they beat Scotland in that game? And it was just an amazing piece of sport history, wasn't it?
It was. I've been privileged enough to attend quite a number of sporting events, and that was certainly a highlight. And it came off the back of a lot of tragedy. It came the day after the Typhoon Hagibis, where over 90 people were killed, 50,000 homes flooded, 5,000 homes destroyed, businesses and lives, friends and families affected in terrible ways. And we were uncertain whether that match would go ahead, unfortunately, and we did have to cancel 3 other matches, which was unprecedented in Rugby World Cup history. And it was a very, very difficult decision we didn't take lightly, but we had to put health and safety first quite rightly. And the result was that those 3 matches didn't occur. But Scotland, Japan, it was at Yokohama Stadium. It was a full house. Japan had been playing extremely well. An eager team, Japan or Scotland, could have made the quarter-final off the back of that match. So it was a very high-stakes match. It had a lot of emotion attached to it as well. And Japan played extremely well, and they were successful, and they became the first Asian team to make the Rugby World Cup quarterfinals, which on home soil was, a wonderful bonus. But they thoroughly deserved to be there, the way they played their rugby throughout. And
I mean, Scotland are no slouches. I mean, it's not like Scotland played that badly, and their form leading into that tournament was pretty good. They're a decent football side.
Very much so. I mean, Scotland is considered, the commas a tier 1 nation. So there was a lot of stake for them as well. But now Japan, the game has literally exploded over there. Japan as a national team hold 5 record broadcast audiences. So that particular audience was near 55 million live audience on their national television broadcaster, which was incredible, phenomenal numbers. But when they played Ireland, they got nearly 30 million. When they played Russia in the first match, the opening weekend, they got 25 million. So it's pretty impressive broadcast figures. And then on top of that, you've got the digital media, which is just insane.
I'm going to get those figures in a second because they're just absolutely off the charts. But what was it like seeing that groundswell of support build for Japan and the game throughout the tournament? Could you feel it on the streets, and could you see it in the big cities like Tokyo and places like that?
Yeah, we're fortunate in the sense that the World Cup had a long run up in Japan for 10 years, and we're also fortunate in the sense that Japan did very well at England 2015. Just through an anomaly in the point system, they didn't make the quarterfinals, but that actually set up 2019 very well, ironically. So they had a bit of momentum going in. They had a very famous victory against South Africa in England at Brighton in 2015. So that raised the awareness of the game, raised people's confidence in regards to the team. Japan did have mixed form leading into the World Cup, so people were unsure. But pre-tournament, the marketing surveys suggested there was a 78% awareness of the Rugby World Cup across Japan. So there's a very high awareness level before they even played the game. And of course, winning the first match on the opening night, and then progressing through and beating every team along the way and making the quarters. Yes, you could feel the momentum building. I mean, Canterbury, the sponsor of the Japan national team, completely sold out of their entire jersey inventory.
We were discussing this, 200,000 jerseys. They were at one stage panicking that they bought too many and post-event saying, well, we didn't buy enough.
Yeah, look, wonderful hindsight to be able to sort of take that risk looking back. But
it's a great jersey too.
Yeah, I mean, they were very thrilled with their outcome, but again, Tokyo's a difficult city to cut through. It's a city of, depending on who you ask, 32 or 36 million people live there. It's enormous. It's a super city. So it's very hard to sort of get a feeling or a pulse of anything that they life in Tokyo. But you go to Yokohama, where the final venue that hosts the finals, from the train station to the venue, you knew it was Rugby World Cup. If you went to the 10 other cities where rugby Rugby World Cup was prominent throughout, all the way through the city, out to the venues, around the venues, with all the flags and all the presentation materials and just the people. It was quite incredible.
I want to comment on that because we're talking about creating legacies, and one of the legacies you did create was taking the game out of the big cities. It would have been very safe, easy to base it all in Tokyo and Yokohama. You got the bullet trains, you've got the accommodation, but you really took the a little bit of a risk taking it to these regional centres. And a lot of people didn't realise, myself included. These places were 12 hours from Tokyo, right? It wasn't like an hour on the bullet train. It was way down south and stuff. So what was that decision process like? And was that all about growing a legacy across Asia and Japan?
Look, it's one of the wonderful attributes of a tournament like a Rugby World Cup. Football is similar. That you can host the tournament throughout the entire nation. Unlike Olympic Games, that predominantly settles on one city. So there was a very conscious effort, not only by World Rugby, but the organising committee as well, to spread the footprint of the Rugby World Cup. Ideally, when you're hosting a Rugby World Cup, you want to have 8 or 9 cities. They chose 12 in the end. There are a lot of good reasons for that, because Japan is quite a vast country, but they definitely wanted to have a spread tournament, and that included the finals as well, when they held quarters down in Oita, for example. Then there's the great story of Kamiishi, up north of Tokyo. It's about a 6-hour travel. And for those that don't know, in 2011 there was a shocking earthquake up in that region, and it led to a devastating tsunami that in the town of Kamiishi, 3,000 people were killed. And on the site of the venue for Rugby World Cup was a school, and the school got levelled by the tsunami, and they built the venue on the school symbolically. And it's a lovely venue because it was built at a very, very modest scale in permanent legacy mode. But they scaled it up for the tournament, and then they've scaled it back to about 2,500 seat venue. Very, very nice venue. And they have a professional rugby team up there, and rugby's very big in that community. They call themselves a fishing, steel and rugby town.
Wow. What about Oita? There was some big matches down there, some quarterfinals. England were down there and stuff. What's the scene for rugby down in this? I mean, I don't really quite know where this place is. No one had really heard of it before the tournament. What was the rugby scene like prior and then post? Is there a rugby scene down there?
Yes, there is. I mean, rugby in Japan actually dates back to the 1860s, believe it or not. It was imported to Japan by the navies and the ships, and it was played down in the port of Yokohama. That was where it was established, and it really took a foothold from around the 1900s, and it actually is very, very big in schools and universities, and only grown in the lead up to and from Rugby World Cup. So it also has a very established top league, and in terms of their men's professional competition. In fact, the former All Blacks coach Stephen Hansen has just confirmed that he's going up to be a coach and mentor this year, and a number of retiring players are also going there as well.
We just got a new coach in Singapore, ex-All Black as well. So what about across Asia? Japan always had a fairly good rugby presence, and it was always going to be a great place to host the Rugby World Cup. But it was more to attract numbers across Asia. How are those metrics tracking in the Philippines and your Laos and Vietnams and places like that?
Yeah, so as part of the Rugby World Cup, there was a program called Impact Beyond 2019 that started several years ago. We talked a little bit about it last year. And World Rugby, along with Asia Rugby and the national unions of the region, had a goal of attracting about 1 million new participants to the game. In fact, that was surpassed last year, and now it sits just over 1.8 million new participants in the game. In Japan specifically, there's 700,000 new participants. There's 10,000 teachers that have been through a training course to now teach rugby at 2,500 new schools. So if you just look at that, and there's a lot of anecdotal evidence that obviously the profile of the game is lifted because of rugby's presence in the Asian region.
I mean, I know in my hometown of Singapore, rugby is just going absolutely crazy. It's had a real resurgence, and it's not just in the expat community. The local league's doing very well. What about the digital legacy, which is something we don't really think of when we talk of legacies, but you've got some stats there, like some absolute incredible figures, 82 million views of sponsored content. Your sponsors must be absolutely ecstatic. How's your relationship going with them?
Fortunately good. We're all in the renewals process for France 2023 and beyond, hopefully. So, look, Japan was a new market. Not that these companies weren't established there, but a new market for the Rugby World Cup. So there was a bit of unsurety in regards to how to activate and leverage in and around your product in that particular market. Pleasingly enough to say it went very well. Yes, the digital viewing figures were phenomenal. I mean, in terms of digital views of video content, we had 2.1 billion views of video content. And if you think England 2015 was 400 million, that's incredible.
What about this one? 1,000 years of non-live content watched. What's that stat? What does that mean?
So this is a creative way of saying that lots of people were watching the game not live, so they were viewing it post through different media channels. So that's great. It means people were interested in what happened.
I like this one too, the post-match interview, 2.5 million views on Rugby World Cup Twitter and 50,000 likes. That was after the final. Incredible.
That was at the captain's acceptance speech. Yeah, Khaleesi from South Africa, a very impressive man he is.
Let's talk a little bit about the tournament as well. The typhoon, can you take me through that incredible week? The decision making, the meetings, how did you monitor it? Did you get any sleep? Like, that must have been a huge week at RWC HQ.
Yeah, and untimely in terms of how we're talking about this. So,
well, there's some people who are probably taking notes from the Sea Games.
Look, one of the questions was asked, why did you hold Rugby World Cup during typhoon season in Japan? And that was always a risk that we accepted when the decision was taken 10 years ago to award the tournament. So we've done years and years of contingency planning, with typhoons being our biggest risk, obviously earthquakes as well, and other things. Unfortunately, Japan has a very high incidence of all of the above. So we've done a lot of work leading into it around contingency venues, but I suppose the baseline in terms of contingency was our tournament rules had a provision that if the match could be played on the day for the pool phase, it would be awarded a draw and 2 points to each team. So we'd already provisioned for the chance of a pool match being cancelled. And pool matches, because there's 40 of them and they're national, and it involves huge logistics, not just the venues, but team camps, transport, hotels, all those things. It's very difficult to shuffle them around. But keep in mind, this storm was a super typhoon.
It was a big storm.
It was the biggest in Japan in 60 years, and it had a 1,400 kilometre wide storm front. So if you could imagine a storm, say Hong Kong to Bangkok, or Sydney to Brisbane, Melbourne to Brisbane, or Auckland to Invercargill, or London to Rome, that's how big the storm was. So to sort of say we can just pluck a match and sort of...
Yeah, because we always say, like, a lot of armchair critics are saying, oh, well, you could just move it to Hong Kong, or you could just move it to one of these other regional centres, but you had no idea which way the storm was going to break, right?
Yeah, so, and typhoons do change trajectory, so for the first couple of days, you get about a 10-day notice period for a typhoon, so the first couple of days we were preparing for it to hit a certain part of Japan, and a few days in it actually changed direction, so we had to throw out the first plan and start on a new plan. So that's how they move, and yes, look, there was many days and nights, long hours spent with the crisis management team working around the clock on every available contingency to try and get these matches completed. In the end, unfortunately, we couldn't take the risk. It was destined to hit certain parts of Japan that affected the matches that were cancelled on the Saturday. Very unfortunate. And then on the Sunday, we were lucky, we were spared 2 matches, but unfortunately we cancelled the second match in Kawanishi.
And I mean, cancelling the England-France game must have been a huge decision. I mean, a lot of people obviously travelling in from all around the region and the UK. Right decision, obviously made in hindsight, but I mean, that must have been just a massive decision.
Yeah, it was, and it wasn't a decision taken lightly. This was debated for days on end, and we looked at every possible angle, conceivable angle to continue the tournament, but it was just not possible. And in the end, equity had to prevail. So if you can't sort of provide a platform where teams can compete equally, then you can't proceed with that contingency, and that's where we got to on the Saturday.
And we were also talking about not only the big games like the England game, but the smaller games, the Canada. What was the Canada?
Canada and Namibia up in Cameroon.
Yeah, so that was an important game too for different reasons. Then what were they?
Well, Canada's only ever won one Rugby World Cup match, and Namibia never won a Rugby World Cup match, and unfortunately they were scheduled in Kamaishi.
So someone was going to break a record there.
Indeed. So they were obviously very keen to finish on a winning note, and we were keen to finish the story with Kamaishi. So,
just as we say that, there's the Canadian. Is that the Canadian team there?
Yeah, so these are the images. This is the day after the typhoon. It hit Kamaishi later because it was further up the coast. And our match commissioner woke up at 5 in the morning and walked out the front door in Kamaishi, and it was 3 feet underwater in the main street. So there was no way we were playing an early afternoon game. There was also landslides that shut off roads and killed people. So you just can't take that risk. We had to move on, unfortunately. But fantastic effort from Namibia and Canada. They went out in the community for the whole day the next day and helped clean up, do the sandbagging, help take money out of people's living rooms, set up the live site so that people could watch the Japan match the next day, that afternoon. Sorry.
Yeah, amazing. And I mean, I know that wasn't a staged event, but I know a lot of people who were grumbling about the England game being cancelled, etc. When they saw those images, it really put things into a bit of the right light, didn't it?
Look, I think so. And if you haven't lived through a typhoon experience, it's a very unnerving experience, no matter how safe you think you are in a well-built building. So it was a big experience, I think, not only for our participants to go through that, but also the media who were present to actually experience the ferocity and the damage. And when we woke up very, very early on Sunday morning to get our crisis team up to start preparing to see what we could play on a Sunday, when you're watching them live on television, people stranded on the roofs of their houses with the water up to the second level, waving at the television helicopter for help, it puts things in perspective. Yeah,
exactly. Let's talk a little bit about the games as well. The tournament had a lot of twists and turns. It always done. England beating the All Blacks. I mean, that was a massive. They looked absolute dead set favourites. South Africa came and just out-bustled them. How was it watching the? Did you get to see some of the games? And what are some of the memories from those finals and the poor Aussies? Went so close, but nowhere near.
Yeah, look, there were some wonderful matches across the tournament. Didn't matter which teams were playing, really. The standard rugby was extremely high. In fact, sort of the tier 1 and 2 tier margin was down to 30 points in terms of gap, which was a record too in terms of improving sort of standards at the bottom end of the pool of groups.
Can you just go back to that stat, because I was looking at that before. It's the lower tier versus tier 2 winning margin of 30 points. Can you explain that one to me?
So basically, it's the average of the points lost. So what it says is that rugby's improving,
and it's getting a bit more even playing field.
So if you think Japan going back to the 90s, the World Cup was beaten by the All Blacks 120 something.
Yes, right, okay.
And now they're in the quarterfinals of the Rugby World Cup. Yeah. It shows you that the game is improving globally, every 4 years.
Yeah, look, amazing stats coming out there. Mate, $4 billion USD economic impact. There's a legacy for you. I mean, you've just spent, the last 18 months or so in Japan. You've got your wife there and your kids. And I know a lot of other people that travel to Japan for the Rugby World Cup that probably never had Japan on their bucket list. What's your impression of Japan, and what were those fans, those, the locals that came from the UK and stuff? How did they embrace the culture, the food, the service, etc.?
Look, it was a bit of a lucky and magic mix, I suppose, putting Japan with a Rugby World Cup. We had roughly just over 400,000 travelling fans coming from over overseas. For instance, the official travel and tour groups that run those types of things in the formal sense ask for 40% more tickets above their budget. That's how popular it was. So I think for a lot of people it gave them an opportunity to make that decision to go to Japan and try it. And you know, the feedback, whether you read about it or you talk to people, has been almost universally positive in terms of people's experience. It's hard to describe, but the personality of the tournament was different, and I think that was locational.
When I was watching that clip, it really brought back some memories of just how different that tournament was. Different vibe, different feel, had a lot of Japanese, feel good. You know, we were talking before about the fans mingling before and after the game. You know, there's some great barriers being pulled down, isn't there?
Yeah, and Japan has a very strong cultural heritage. It's a term called omotenashi, and that means hospitality. It means welcoming somebody into your country, into your home, and making sure they have a good time. And that was certainly the flavour of people's experiences across the country. There was 13,000 volunteers helping out across the country. They were fantastic. And everywhere people went, I believe they felt mostly welcome. So you add that with the great rugby, and a lot of people walked away feeling pretty good about it.
And there was some amazing rugby played as well. What about, now there was some earlier reports which you have now debunked that they ran out of beer. There was a lot of reports saying they ran out of beer, but you're telling me that they did not run out of beer, and in fact they sold a lot more beer than they thought. Tell me about the beer sales.
Yeah, so
Heineken, obviously the big sponsor.
Heineken were very pleased. We were very conscious of beer, because beer goes with rugby and it goes with Rugby World Cup. It's a big part of the game, and the challenge in Japan was 11 of the 12 venues don't have the infrastructure for kegs and taps and lines. So we had to revert to mostly using temporary infrastructure, and most of that temporary infrastructure was actually pop-up tents with some kegs, but really actually people carrying big backpacks and trays of cans around and pouring beer into cups. And one of the great successes was the Heineken hawkers who walked through the crowd, and we stole that idea unashamedly off Hong Kong Sevens and Japanese baseball, where it's a tradition. And it's fantastic. You sit in your seat.
It's usually the tray of pigs and lemonade, isn't it?
You sit in your seat, and every minute or two, somebody will walk past and offer you a beer, which means the customer doesn't miss any rugby, which inadvertently we couldn't plan this. Inadvertently put a lot of pressure on the bathrooms because everybody went at the same time. That was an unintended consequence of that. But before the final, Heineken, we'd sold 2 million cans of beer. So I'm waiting to hear the final number, but we didn't run out, and it was cold, which made everyone happy except probably the English.
What about merchandise sales as well? How are the figures on those ones?
Extraordinary. I mean, we talked about the Japan national team jersey alone selling 200,000 units. Their problem was restocking and actually running out of stock.
And are you still seeing those Japanese rugby jerseys on the subways and around town?
Yeah, again, just anecdotal observations of legacy. Walking around town, seeing people dressed out in Rugby World Cup kit or Japanese rugby team kit. Going to a park, seeing kids throwing or kicking a rugby ball around instead of a football. It's a nice little change, and my son plays in a little local mixed expat and Japanese rugby club, and they had about a 20-25% surge in membership in the last couple of weeks. So, it's definitely left a tangible impact.
Who were the Japanese barracking for in the final? Did they have an emotional attachment to either England or South Africa?
Hard to tell. I mean, it was a heavily expat-orientated crowd, and there was lots of sort of ticket swaps going on leading into that. As you can imagine, I think there were some very disappointed All Blacks fans who bought tickets to the final, assuming that New Zealand
they won it.
No comment. But
some pretty disappointed England rugby fans as well. It was a mad scramble to get up there from Singapore. Singapore was empty that weekend.
Right. Well, I mean, South Africa were worthy champions. They were very consistent throughout. They're a very humble team. They represented their countries as fine ambassadors, and they.
And talk about inclusion and diversity from a country that not that long ago had laws like apartheid and stuff that's not going at that that long. I mean, it was a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah, well, Mr. Khaleesi is the first black captain of South Africa.
And what a champion
and
he
an
is.
absolute, very fine gentleman on and off the field, I can assure you. And they thoroughly deserve to be champions. Very worthy. England were fantastic as well. Eddie Jones was a great leader of that team. And unfortunately, what people are saying is they played their final the week before.
What about the Aussies? What was your takeaway from them? Not a very happy campaign. Played some good football though.
It did appear that they were able to deliver on their plan, put it that way.
Well, true to his word, he said if he wasn't going to win it, he was going to stand down, which he has now done. But anyway, that's probably a different story. Look, mate, we're nearly out of time, and we're going to take a networking break and have a cup of coffee. What are some of your final memories? I mean, you're there till March, but you're kind of wrapping up the role. You look different than you did 12 months ago. You look a little bit more Japanese. Or did you join the Yakuza or something? What's happening?
Look, obviously, when you deliver a major project like that, it brings a lot of angst and tension throughout a long period of time.
You look a bit more relaxed.
And we're just really proud of the way it was delivered. We're very proud of Japan as a nation. We're very proud of the Japanese organising committee. They put their heart and soul in it. Going back to that typhoon for a moment, we had staff who slept on the venues, slept in the main operations centre because they wanted to make sure those games got away, and they wanted to be there at first light to check, how those venues fared after the storm. But we're just really proud of the effort and the achievement of Japan and the legacy that's created, and hopefully people's experiences reflect that.
Rob, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you coming and spending some time with us, not just this year, but last year. It's been great to see you again. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please thank Mr. Rob Abernethy?
Thank you very much.
We're going to go and have a cup of coffee, so let's take